Recording. Okay, guys, well, welcome to our Lunch and Learn. I'm really excited about today's presentation. This is a new presentation that we have not heard before, and I think it'll be really beneficial to all of us, especially those of us that have teenagers that are preparing for the next stage of life. But even those of you with younger kids, I think we're going to learn today that it's going to help prepare them for the benefits that they're going to have available to them. So as always, I want to remind you guys to stay on mute and to utilize the chat box. As you have questions, you don't have to wait till the end. You can go ahead and put them in that chat box so you don't forget. I'll be monitoring that as we go along, and then at the end, Hayden and Amelia will be able to answer your questions. So don't forget to put them in there. If you leave early, you might send me a little note or in the chat box or something just to let me know that you're checking out a little bit early. But either way, we're getting your attendance recorded on here, so you'll be good to go. But at the end, remember, we do door prizes for those that are still on. So really quick before we started, I want to remind you that next week we have another Lunch and Learn at 11 a.m. 11, not 12. So it's going to be an hour earlier next week. And that is on the preparation for adult living and the youth services that are available. So you know that PALS has transitioned over to Engage, like most of the case management from CPS. So it's going to be really important information for us since it's coming directly from Engage. And so please make every effort to be part of that. As always, I'll record it and I'll share that link for those that can't join us. So today we're really excited. I actually know Amelia. Her sister and my daughter played volleyball together for many, many years. And so she's a wonderful, wonderful person, and I'm excited to get to know her in this role. So she is the Youth Career and Education Manager for Workforce Solutions of West Central Texas. She coordinates several regional initiatives such as the World of Work, the Youth Career Expo, Teacher Externship Program, and she manages a team of 6 career and education outreach specialists, those CEOs that you saw about. So I'm really excited to have her wisdom, her insight, and her knowledge shared with all of us today. Hayden Austin is the Career Education Outreach Specialist, the CEO. Yes, CEO. For West Texas, Workforce Solutions of West Central Texas. That's a mouthful for me today, sorry. And this year, according to his bio, he's going to be working with AISD, Breckenridge ISD, Lorain, Snyder, and Stanford ISD. So he's going to be on the road quite a bit working with these school districts and with these youth. The initiatives for 2021 is to advocate on behalf of foster youth in the region. So he is a man after our own heart. He has a passion for reaching these youth, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say. So Hayden and Amelia, it is now yours. You can share your screen and do whatever you need to do, and we appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you so much for having us. I appreciate this opportunity. We wanted to take this time to share just all the opportunities and supports that Workforce has for youth in our region, and specifically how we are reaching the foster youth population, and hopefully providing some career knowledge and tools and resources to help better prepare them for their future. Hayden, I won't steal his thunder. He has some things to share, but we are very excited. He just came on our team this summer, and he has a social work background, and so he's brought a wealth of knowledge from that perspective to our team, and has served as a very good an advocate and continued to be an advocate for the foster youth population. It's a focus. One of our focuses in one of our reporting measures for our TWC grant that we have is to serve this population. And so now that we have in place someone with that background knowledge, I feel like we can do a better job of that in the coming year. So I'm going to turn it over to him. He's developed this presentation, and then I will be in the chat. So if you have any questions throughout, I'll try to answer some of those, and otherwise we'll answer them at the end.
Awesome. Thank you, Amelia. So yes, like she said, I received my bachelor's in social work here at ACU, and I'm now working on my master's in social work with a focus in nonprofit management. And she has tasked me and challenged me with really bringing the perspective of foster youth to the table at everything we do. And so I find that very important. I will be doing that all year long. And so to be able to connect with y'all, that really means the world to us. We know that y'all have such incredible initiatives here in the area, in the region, all over the state and beyond. And so we're really excited to be here today. And without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started so that everybody can have a little moment to themselves for lunch today. We don't want to take up the whole time. All right. There we go. Okay, Rebel, Amelia, can y'all see that good? Y'all are on my screen, so okay. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so that I can see. All right, here we go. So for some of you that don't know, we are the workforce board out here in West Central Texas. There are 28 workforce boards in the state of Texas, and we are yours out here in this region. So I'm going to fully kind of explain what that means, but just so you know, if you ever hear Workforce Solutions of West Central Texas, that is us. We are located, one of our offices is located here in downtown Abilene at the Enterprise Building, and we'll talk more about what that looks like all over the region as well. Okay, so a little bit about what we are and what we are not. The reason that we have this slide in here is because Workforce Solutions, as what we like to call an employment board or an employment office, we get confused with a lot of other things. So we are one of two things, either Workforce Solutions for short or Workforce Solutions of West Central Texas. We are not necessarily Texas Workforce Commission. We are not Workforce Commission. We are not TWC, and we are also not Vocational Rehabilitation Services. Now, those are incredible entities. They do a lot of good work, but we do work and we offer resources that are separate from those entities. And so that'll make more sense as we go throughout the presentation. All right, so Workforce Solutions of West Central Texas, what is the actual area that we cover, you may ask? On the left, you can see that, again, we are one of 28 local development boards. Back in the 90s, they said, hey, you know, we really need these boards all around here. We need to make sure that our workforce is taken care of, so let's start them. And you can see that in the 9th region over on the left, that is where we are at. That is what we cover as a workforce board. Over on the right, you can see it broken down by county. We have 4 locations: Abilene, Sweetwater, Snyder, and Brownwood. And then Eastland is opening soon, and so we're really excited about that. And at those locations, we have brick and mortar services inside and ready to serve customers. A lot of it, of course, is virtual right now, and so you can sign up for an appointment, but we do our best to cover the entire region, and we do our best to help and get people jobs and help businesses as well receive employees. So again, just one more time, Workforce Solutions, not to harp on it, but we just don't want you to get confused. If you know you need a resource and you come to us, we don't want to have to send you. We'd rather just cut out the middleman and get you where you need. But we're not the unemployment office. We're actually the employment office. We don't necessarily deal with food stamps, Medicaid. We're not the AFDC office, and we're not a staffing agency. So, you know, of course, if you came to us, we're not gonna hang up or shut the door in your face. We're gonna tell you how to get somewhere, but just so you know, those aren't our focuses. And our website tells you a lot of what we focus on, and we'll share that at the end as well. Okay, so I told you what we're not. Now I'm going to tell you what we are. So help when looking for a job. If someone needs a job in West Central Texas, we are the people to help. We help out with a website called workintexas.com. I'm sure some of you are already familiar with this. If you're familiar with LinkedIn or Indeed, Handshake, some of those apps or services. Work in Texas is a government-based job search site, and our specialists on the 11th floor here in the Enterprise building in downtown Abilene, and then all of those other centers I talked about, those employees specifically take calls and take customers coming in saying, hey, I need a job. Something else really cool that I've learned more and more about is that we help out with childcare. If we want the workforce to increase and people to have jobs, they're going to have children and they're going to need childcare. So based on income and schedule and a few other factors, we like to help out and help out with childcare. So that is definitely something that we want people to engage with us and let us know if they need help, especially during COVID. And then help with general needs. You know, you need things like internet access, printing, copies, fax machines. I definitely don't have a fax machine at home, and I have to go up to either the university or school to use it. But we have those things for an everyday citizen, no matter who you are. If you need an interview room to come up here and practice or to use, if you need help writing a resume. Some people, you know, take it for granted and it's difficult for you at any level. And so we love to help people with their resume. We have software programs, ways to practice, and things like that. All right, so Workforce Solutions of West Central Texas is also, we help with assistance with training. To get a job, sometimes you need certificates or training before you actually obtain it, or you can earn and learn at the same time. And we handle short-term training tuition assistance. We say we will take care of a little bit of the cost if we have the funds and you match up with our programs, then we would love to look into helping you out with that. So if you know anybody that may want to look into that, you know, send them to our website, have them give us a call. We deal with on-the-job training, and we're going to connect with just about anybody in the region that might be able to help find a solution for someone that is looking for training initiatives or tuition assistance, things like that. Okay, and then what are a couple other things that Workforce Solutions West Central Texas does? We have our Career and Education Outreach Program. I am one of those. I'm a Career and Education Outreach Specialist like Amelia and Rebel mentioned. And I'm about to dive into that entire program. So I'm going to hold off on that in a second. We're also going to talk about Student Hireability Navigator. It is a great initiative that the Workforce Solutions Board puts on to help anyone with disabilities, especially students in the region. And then we have our Young Adult Program. Most of you know, working with CASA, young adults, especially those in vulnerable populations, run into just about every barrier there is as a youth, and they need help. They need services to help in especially transition to the workforce from foster care or difficult situations. And so we have a young adult program that is really cool as well that I'm going to tell you about. Okay, we are halfway through. We are cooking with gas. Here we go. So, Career and Education Outreach Program. This is my specific job and Amelia's, one of Amelia's initiatives as the Youth and Career Education Manager. But this is a huge program, and we are in the second year of it. So we just started last year. We are a pilot program. And the reason you see the Texas Workforce Commission logo on the left and the Region 14 Education Service Center logo on the right is because we received the grant from Texas Workforce Commission to put this program on, and then we partner with Region 14 for the schools that we are working with throughout the school year to deliver this program, right? So we were blessed to get that grant from TWC to hire myself and 5 other specialists, and then we partner with Region 14. So let's talk about what the CEO program actually does in the 19-county region. The bulk of our information that we are going to deliver over the next 8 to 9 months, virtually and in person in West Central Texas, are in-demand career presentations. And so you might be wondering why these are so important. And these are so important, it's because for the 19 counties, we want our students, whether or not they are sticking around in West Central Texas, they don't plan on leaving, or they plan on going to college and come back, or they leave for 2 decades and come back. We want them to know what the workforce looks like in their area. We want them to be interested in things out here. We want them to network out here, and we want them to feel confident about their future in West Central Texas. I know all of us can think back to being in high school and think about, man, what am I going to do when I'm older? Well, we are lucky enough to have this grant to come in and put on a program to show these kids you can be in charge of your future, and we're going to show you how to do it. So each month we're going to have a different presentation. For instance, these go in order. In September, we're going to start with the labor market. Knowing what an engineer does, or knowing what an LVN in a hospital does, all of these different occupations is important, but you need to know a majority of information about the labor market to make sure you know this certain occupation is going to have a good job growth in the next 10 years. And so we're going to teach our students how to use this language, how to learn and use this and utilize this information to the best of their ability. We're going to talk about manufacturing jobs, things like welding, healthcare, like I said, LVN and EMT, trade occupations like HVAC and construction, public service, our teachers, our social workers, our military out here in West Central Texas, our technicians, and finance like accountants and analysts. And so these are our high growth, high demand jobs that we focus on. You know, these can all be great. We could have just sat there and flipped open a book of occupations and said, oh, that looks fun, that looks cool, kids might be interested in this. But what we did as career experts and as labor market experts, we went in and we said, what is the data that is telling us that is available to our students out here in West Central Texas, so that they can not only feel fulfilled in a job, but also earn a good living wage to sustain the lifestyle that they choose. So we are bringing these presentations in each month to the over 30 schools that we are partnered with around the region. Okay, student ambassador program. We have 2 student ambassadors at each school. At least that is our goal, and we are absolutely planning on hitting that. And so, you know, 30 schools, 2 times 2, you know, around 60 young people that are going to be student ambassadors in our program. And what are they going to do? They are going to represent the CEO program not only in their schools, but across the region. We put on the WOW Youth Expo that I'm going to mention here in a minute. It is a huge career awareness and exploration activity. We had over 3,000 students at last year alone in several schools. And so they're going to serve as support for that. When they're in the schools, they're going to be talking it up and telling their classmates about it to get excited about it. They're going to promote a career and future focused culture at schools. One of our number one goals with the career and education program is to create this culture around careers, get our students thinking about it, not only college or trade school, and we want to highlight the career piece along with the education piece. They're also going to serve as a peer advisor. You know, if myself or Miss Wilson or Mrs. Gonzalez is going into a school, their student ambassadors at those schools are going to say, hey, Mr. Austin is coming in on Thursday to talk about trades this month. If you have any questions, you want to ask them anything, if you're curious about anything, make sure you have those questions ready. And then lastly, they are going to discover and plan for career pathway with a virtual career planning platform. We are breaking into every single virtual piece that we can connect to our students with, because we don't know what this year is going to look like. So we're really excited. And the Student Ambassador Program is something that's going to help us expand and implement our program better and better throughout the year. Okay, WOW Youth Career Expo. Some of you out here might have had children or students, or you yourself have attended the WOW Youth Expo. And this year we are going virtual. We are excited to tackle this. We know it's a big initiative, but we know it's going to bring a lot of success and a lot of good to the students, the schools, and anybody in the area that joins us. This career awareness event is available to 6th through 12th grade students. They will be engaging in employer-led virtual sessions highlighting demand careers across our region. So all of the demand careers, you're going to have sections for healthcare, for manufacturing. They're going to bring out booths. They're going to have interactive pieces to work with the students. This is normally when we're not virtual, but they're also virtually. We're working on incredible ways that employers can meet with these students on the computer and engage with the workforce of West Central Texas so that these kids know that these things are tangible. We want our students not to see a hospital and think, man, maybe one day I'll be a doctor 20 years down the line. Yeah, it may take a while to be educated, but you need to know the steps that you can take are right in front of you. So that's what really WOW is good at doing. And then these workforce readiness workshops and mock interviews. Our mock interviews are huge. And what better time for a student to learn a mock interview than during COVID? And a lot of our employers across the region are going to start doing mock interviews, and that's going to be a normal thing. And so we hope for this program to run really well and for our students and our employers to both join and produce this at our Career Youth Expo. Okay, and then to kind of wrap our CEO program up, we have a lot of other initiatives that are being planned right now as far as dates and ways that we might be doing things virtual. And I'm just going to run through them real quick. Some really neat stuff that, especially if you have students in our region, we recommend, just sharing about and looking on our website at. So Careers in Action video contest. This is a really cool thing that we're doing and that we've done in the past. What we do is we tell all of our schools in the region that if they want to enter this contest, they go to any employer in the region and they create a movie, a little short film on what it's like to be employed there, what your daily tasks are. They might interview someone, and they throw, as a team from the school, they throw this short film together, and then we host everyone down at the historic Paramount Theater in downtown Abilene. And these kids not only get to produce and put up their video on a live screen at the movie theater downtown, but they also get to engage and show leaders in the employee industry out here what they've put together and how hard they're willing to work and their knowledge that they've learned. And so it's really cool. Also, prize money. We love to give out prize money at this event because it does things like help school put up a robotics program or put more into a career and technical education class at their school. And so those are things that have actually happened. A robotics program, I believe in rural ISD, was produced out of the winnings from that contest. Celebrate Careers Month, that is February. We send schools a massive box with fun promotional items, posters, lesson plans that teachers can engage in. And we say we want careers to be focused on all during February. So February Celebrate Careers Month is huge. We do a lot on social media, which I'll share with you at the end, and we'd love for you to be involved in that. And then What's Next Senior event. That this is specifically for graduating seniors that really, need some direction and need some help. It's been previously hosted at the Region 14 Center out here in Abilene, and it is great. The students come out and they have a whole number of things that there's a slide on here in a minute we'll talk about. Career Signing Day, we've all seen a football player, volleyball player, baseball player, whatever, sign on to a school. Well, we want our engineers and our healthcare workers and any other occupation to be proud that they are going in or moving on with education to their career. And so we're hoping to make Career Signing Day an awesome initiative this year. And then lastly, the Teacher Summer Externship Program. Our goal with this is to take all of our educators in the area, not all of them, a large majority of them though, anybody that wants to join us, and join them with employers in the region for around 3 days. And they are immersed in the culture of that employee. And they go to this workplace and they learn the simple things like jargon that is used maybe around a manufacturing facility, all the way up to what is expected by that employee, and even all the way to things like how a student can advance once they enter that career. And the goal with that is for those teachers to go back to their schools, and then they teach and they use all of these initiatives with their students. And so now their students know how that specific manufacturing facility or hospital or construction site works in Abilene. Okay, that was a mouthful, but that is our CEO program. If you are looking at that and you're like, man, they're doing a lot, it's because we are. Amelia is an amazing leader, and the 6 of us are so excited to take this and take year 2 and make it an awesome year. So that's our CEO program. Now I have 2 more things that I'm going to tell you about that Workforce Solutions specifically does, and then we'll wrap it up and be done. So the first one is student hireability. And so we have a student hireability navigator, and his name is Bill Dean. I'll give you his contact information here in just a second. And I'm going to tell you about what he does. And so he provides support and coordination to any students with disabilities in the region. And he focuses, of course, on helping them obtain training and careers, in helping them receive the same equity as anybody else would, and helping them navigate through the difficulties of having a disability and in navigating through the workforce. And so he enhances current programs offered by Vocational Rehab services. I mentioned them earlier. Of course, Vocational Rehab is a different entity. And so, you know, we've got TWC, and then we've got the Workforce Board, and the Vocational Rehab Center out here is different as well. But he works with them, and he helps them meet with students all over the region. They raise awareness of resources and activities available to students with disabilities. They're going to talk with leaders in the community to help provide programs and initiatives and funding for things that will really help out our students with disabilities. And then lastly, they're going to inform and engage employers to increase understanding and develop work-based learning opportunities. They're going to go to that employer down the street, and he's going to say, look, I have a student that is really interested in what your company does. Is there anything that we can start working on to see if I can get my student in your workplace, or get him experience there or her experience there? And so the stuff that he does is really special, especially for our vulnerable populations. I mentioned that What's Next senior event. He actually heads that and does a lot of the planning of it. And so our students that say, hey man, it's senior year and I'm lost, I need help. I think that's all of us at one point, but especially for our students that are leaning into that, and they say, you know, I would love to learn more about demand industries and occupations, employability skills, things like financial aid, and then college, career, and military readiness. Things and options for our students that really just need some guidance. And then on that day, it's a 1-day event. They also provide success coaching, mock interviews, charting the course for students with disabilities, and then resource room. And so this last year, they just had some trouble because it's right around when COVID hit. And so this year, they are so excited to hopefully be able to put this event on, even if it has to be virtual. Okay, and that's Bill Dean, student hireability navigator contact information. I can send his information to anybody if you're like, I know someone that needs that, or I need that personally for my student or someone in my family. And he's a great man. We partner with him all the time, and so we love being able to shout him out. And lastly, our young adult program. We are almost done. Here we go. So our young adult program, we know there at CASA, y'all work with a lot of young adults, and so we might have something here at the young adult program that y'all might be able to tap into. So let's get through this, and here we go. So services for all customers, all young adults, 14 to 21, or I believe that's correct. I'm going to go 14 to 24. And so online career development workshops, we will work with them online. There are several tools online, and our our staff on the 11th floor and some on the 12th floor here, if someone calls in and says, I need someone help for the young adult program, this is what they're going to help them with. They're going to help them build that resume. They're going to help them get logged into work in Texas and navigate what a job search engine is. They're going to help them with interviews and then access to that workforce resource room on the 11th floor or at our other centers out here in the region. You come in, you need to make a resume, print 20 copies out, go through an interview, mock interview. They're going to do all of those. But we also have qualifications for additional services. Our in-school youth, 14 to 21, and there's certain qualifications, and there's a lot on this page, so I'm not going to go through them all. But if you know a student or someone that needs this information, we can absolutely help you out with that if you give us a call or email us. And so in school youth, 14 to 21, barriers like low income, criminal history, homeless or runaway, foster care, or aged out, assistance needed to complete an educational program or secure and hold employment. We're going to work on getting them education, and we're going to work on getting them in securing and holding employment. And then our out of school youth, students that are not in school anymore and they're 16 to 24. I love this program because it goes all the way up to our 24-year-olds. And I'm going to be honest, I'm 24 years old, and I would love a program like this if I was dealing with some of these. And so I know personally 24-year-olds that deal with it, and I know y'all do too. So they must have at least one of these barriers, and we're going to also provide assistance needed to complete an educational program or secure and hold employment. So our young adult program, they would love to meet with someone if they need that help. Lastly, additional services for qualified customers. We can provide career coaching. We can work on a career development plan, one-on-one resume building assistance, clothing for interviews. That is a huge thing that people take for granted sometimes. Transportation assistance, training sponsorship, and work-based learning experiences. Our young adult staff would love to meet with someone about those. Okay, and then this is actually our phone number for our office. And if you call them, you can get a hold of that young adult program. That is at 325-795-4200. It's going to be on the screen here in a second. I'll give that to you as well. And then if there's something that's really cool that y'all could do, if you're on Instagram and you're on Facebook, not even if you post a lot, I don't even post a lot, and a lot of people think I do because of my age, but I don't. But when I see things, of course, you tell people about it. And so if you could follow us at WFSWCT Youth, we are really ramping up in year 2 our social media, and we would love for you to connect with us, share, comment, and just see what we're putting out. We're putting out knowledge, tools, and resources and the fun stuff all year long. So please connect with us there. Also, our email, you can, and this is sent to our entire team, is at careereducation@workforcesystem.org. We can't promise we're going to respond at 2 a.m., but we'll get it eventually, and we'll get back to you in a timely manner. And then lastly, our phone is at 325-795-4200. And the very last slide is our website. I tell people, or at least started to tell people, go ahead and just bookmark our website. This goes for any programs that we have. If you come up and you get a call from your cousin and they live in West Central Texas next week and they're like, I'm out of a job and I really need someone's help, you can send them straight to our website and we can help you out with that. And then of course, all of the other programs that we do. And so this, as a community member, is just a great website to keep in your mind or on your computer. Okay, that is it. I know I talked very fast, but it's because we wanted to respect your time at lunch. And so I think I saw some of the questions popping up there. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to open up the chat, and Amelia and I might tackle this together. She might have already have.
Yeah, so Rebel asked let me scroll up to it, how clients are getting the services right now during COVID. And so I responded via chat, but I just wanted to clarify that both the young adult program and adult services are being offered both in person and virtually by appointment. And so if you or someone you know wants to come in, they would just sign up for an appointment online on our website. And if you have a young adult in your life as well that has services, it's the same way. If they can't come in person, they are offering virtual appointments. And then it looks like Kimberly asked, would children who we represent in our region but don't physically live in our area qualify for the young adult program? Children who don't attend one of the schools you represent, or the CEO program. So I guess I would need more clarity on that. The good thing, if they don't live here, there is a young adult program in every workforce board region. And so if you have someone in particular who they live somewhere else outside of our 19 counties, if you want to email us, I can connect you with them. But I guess I'm not knowledgeable enough about what you mean about representing them in our region, but they don't physically live here to be able to answer that part of the question. I apologize. But I will say, kind of piggybacking off of that as far as our CEO program and our career presentations, we do not just offer those presentations to our partner schools. Any organization, school, community organization, a conference, anyone can request that one of our team come and share our knowledge and resources through a career presentation. And as long as our capacity allows, we are happy to do that. Last year, I presented at the Foster Youth Consortium that Tina Haywood hosted at Region 14. We went out to several career fairs around the area. So these partner schools are getting a monthly presentation, but we are also available to provide those resources to everyone in our region.
Amelia, I think what, if I'm understanding Kimberly correctly, she can speak up, but we have children foster cases, of course, that were assigned that are from Taylor County, but they might be placed in South Texas. Can they still take advantage of these services?
Yes. And so I believe the best thing would be, though, to contact the workforce board where they live to better serve them. It's the same services, though. The same qualifications, the same everything. But I would imagine they would be better able to serve them wherever they are. Does that help answer? Okay. So, and the only other thing I was going to add, besides that, we're available to offer, resources to anyone, everyone, is just ask how we can better support, the foster youth in our area, or the foster youth parents, or the foster youth advocates, or anyone in that area. How can we get them those knowledge and tools and resources about their career pathway to them? And that's what we've been struggling with in the past. We present to the schools, and so we know that there are foster youth at the school, and so they are getting, a high level of this information. But does anyone have ideas, I guess, or can give us suggestions on how we can better reach them with these tools? Is it through the parents? Is it just through the advocates, and then, it trickles down? So I'd just be curious if anyone has an idea.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because as you said that, I was typing in a question about how you're going to identify those foster youth to be able to connect to them. So it was just, I was typing just as you were saying that. So you really do need some ideas on how to better connect to those youth?
Yes, we are open to any and all ideas. So far, we've basically been told by our grant, funders that yes, they want us to target foster youth, but because of course, privacy and things like that, we can't just ask, and we're not going to. And so we've thought in the past that maybe we could reach foster parents or foster volunteers and be able to share, and then they could, reach out to us, but we're not sure how to do that, or if that's even the most viable idea.
As you present to the schools, and as you go in, those teachers will know those youth as well. So of course, if they have a CASA on their case, then we're happy to connect, and we're advocating for educational needs and all of those different needs. So we would be happy to facilitate that. But for those cases that we're not on, I think just letting the teachers say, hey, you're going to have to make this referral for us to make that connection. And
Okay.
from our experience, the teachers are huge.
Right. Yes. That's great.
I will add that we are also here in the next couple of weeks before the school year completely takes everybody by surprise. We're going to meet with Will Marion at BCFS. So we're going to meet with BCFS, and then I'm also trying to talk to Engage as well. They're actually, in our building here, and so. And then of course y'all. So we've got three organizations that we're tapping into right now, but we appreciate any suggestions anybody has.
I think Jody said, would this be something that we could combine with PALS? I would need, Hayden might know what exactly you're talking about, but I need more clarification on what PALS is.
Are you talking about, go ahead, Rebel.
Well, I was going to say it's the preparation for adult living that the foster students, the foster youth start. It's a program that they do. And so I think what she's saying is this would be a great way to partner already where you get in with those youth, but I don't know how you become a part of that program. Right. I do know that Kimberly Brucewitz is the one that's heading that up for To Engage, and she's going to be presenting to our group next Tuesday. So I would be happy to connect you guys if you don't have her contact information already.
Great. Yeah, our goal, like we said, is just to provide this information. We don't, unfortunately, can't provide direct services, but we can provide knowledge and we can provide resources. And so we just want to be a support to those people that are able to get in and provide those direct services, so they have a better idea or better understanding of how to put these students on the right path to have a successful career.
So us being vocal, sharing the information, even when just sharing the information with our caseworkers, that helps you get more connections and people knowing what resources are out there.
Yes, and just people knowing in general that we're here and that those resources are available to them. That's one of our big goals this year as well, is just spreading the word that Workforce Solutions in general is here to help, but also we do have specific supports through our young adult program and student hireability to serve students with barriers.
That's great. We actually had an intern 2 years ago, I believe, 2.5 years ago, that was through the hireability.
Oh, awesome.
And so he was a great young man, and I hope it was a good experience for him. It was good for us as well. So
good, yes.
Guys, what other questions do y'all have? Anything? So if we have a child on our case, or teen, whatever age, and we know that they're preparing, like one of mine just graduated high school, and she has enrolled in college, so we're pushing her to continue on with that. But if we have kids that are struggling with what they should do, then we should just connect them with you guys to help them do some of those assessments and figure out what might be a good career field, correct?
Yes.
So they can do that one-on-one in addition to that WOW event.
Right.
Some of those things.
Yeah, and WOW will be virtual this year too, so it'll be open to anyone in our region, and both individual students, individual parents, and schools can sign up. So it's actually a greater opportunity than in the past, because in the past, it's a field trip for schools, and but now because it's virtual, if you've chosen to homeschool or if you're just an individual parent or student who wants to attend, they can.
Okay, great. So like Kimberly's child that lives in another county right now, in another region, they could participate through that.
Oh, yes.
Since it's going on virtually. Okay,
yes,
great.
Definitely.
Guys, anything else you want to ask? Be thinking about it. And while you're thinking and writing, I'm going to have Hayden guess a number, pick out a number for me between 1 and 17. Actually, 1 and 15, sorry.
1 and 15, okay. Let's do 9.
Number 9, Rob Hollingsworth. You get a
All
pen,
right.
Annette.
Yay.
They're good pens too. So you get the pens.
Thanks
All
for
right,
joining us,
Amelia,
Rob.
you want to pick a number for me?
Sure, let's go with 12.
Kelly Taylor. I'm going to let you have the choice between the little pop-up button for your phone that has CASA on it, or this wonderful little bracelet that you charge it out, and then it's a little battery boost for your phone if you need it.
Well, that's nice.
This one? The button? Okay, she's going to get the button. Okay, and one more for the little battery charger.
I'll go with number 1.
David Baum. David, you get the little battery charger thing. Oh, he might not still be on. Oh, there he is. Okay, there you go. He won something last time. He's kind of, he's
There's
kind
always that one person, he always wins.
All right, guys, any other questions? Oh,
Yes,
Dana put one in.
Yeah, could this apply to aged out youth that did not graduate and has not attained a GED? So yes, as far as the young adult program goes, if they're under 24, that would definitely qualify as a barrier. And so they qualify for all of those services. And so they would, we would want to put them in touch with the young adult program.
And then I don't know if you know or not, Sue asked, maybe she put that in there and it's already been
The answer
answered.
to Jody's question about connecting with PALS, that would, I'm going to talk to Bill about that. He has a lot of just working with students with disabilities and foster youth in the past, and see what he thinks about that, and maybe I can get a better answer for Jody's question.
So even if it can't be combined because you can't provide direct services, the knowledge and the information and the resources can be provided to them.
Yes.
So they can still be connected. So it's kind of a no, but a yes.
Yes.
Good questions. Okay,
Yes,
anything else, you guys? Well, I'm Hayden and Amelia, while they're thinking, normally I'd have a little mug for you guys, but with COVID, I'm not able to have that for you right now, but sometime we need to just meet up at the office over there, and maybe you can show me around and I'll bring your mugs to you.
That'd be great. Yes.
But we really appreciate you guys taking the time to present. It was very informative because I learned a lot of new things today, and I've known about your services for a while, but I learned a lot today. So it's really helped us better advocate for our kids and help them make that transition to adult living and really become a productive part of society and, you know, develop self-worth and self-esteem and confidence and competence. So we appreciate you guys so very much. And Hayden, good luck on your master's.
Thank you. I will need all the luck, prayers, thoughts I can get.
You will, absolutely. Well, guys, we appreciate you. I'm going to end the recording and end our meeting. We'll get your time entered. Yes, give them a round of applause. Thank you
all.
So, yes, we appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you for presenting, and we look forward to meeting you guys and seeing you later on.
Yes, same.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.